ELBC Radio, and it is the fourth day of August. Welcome to the Bumper Show, and it's from the nation's capital. We are across the country. Good afternoon and welcome to the show. Much to talk about. A lot to talk about here. And you know that we bring the good news to you always on the Bumper Show. My name is Isaac Red. Melvin Stewart is producing my sound. On social media is Domowa and Anthony. And of course, Richmond Gay produced the show.
Avisme. Muy bien.
Oh yeah, we have time is man's what's anime. Time goes so fast, you know. But let me say good afternoon again. Welcome to the Bumper Show, and today we will of course take a good portion of the show to talk to Sino County Superintendent, the Honorable Lee Nangwe Chia. A lot to talk about. Sino, you know, is Liberia's third oldest county, and so it's very important for us to go into Sino. Sino just held its county sitting where the development of the county is discussed and the county budget is formulated. Now, with the other issues about the community college as well as the I don't know suspension or dismissal of the paramount chief, death in Tatuet. We will talk a lot about that on the show. But you know, sometimes we bring you some trending issues. Let me just give you a little gist of what's happening in Grand Bassa County. Grand Bassa County to get US 5 million for Echo Beach Resort. A group of German investors is poised to shift the tourism sector in Liberia by considering or constructing eco villages in Little Bikiana and Grand Bassa County to lure thousands of tourists, visitors, residents, and citizens of Liberia. Good news: $5 million US dollars for Echo Beach in Grand Bassa County. What are the trending here in the news in Monrovia? The EPA trains custom officers for what? Well, others on ozone depletion substances detection. The Environmental Protection Agency of Liberia, through its National Ozone Unit, over the weekend conducted a one-day training for 15 custom and enforcement officers at Bo Waterside border in Grand Kitman County. And let's go to Money Matters. Government of Liberia repositions LBDR, Liberia Bank for Development and Investment, to boost lending and profits. That's good news for Liberia. What more is there to be said about good news? You know that EPA says you should plant more trees, and that will help to protect our environment. So they are having a couple of activities. We want to say kudos to the EPA. They've been working hard to save our mangrove forest against those persons who were breaking down the mangrove forest for acquisition of land. Well, I'm trying to get on to Nimba. We need to talk to the land dispute. Solomon Gay, who was a victim who died as a result of the land dispute in Nimba County, will be very soon. We're trying to see if we can reach Fred or go to Grand Bassa County to talk to Edmund Boyaka. We'll bring the superintendent of Sino County in shortly. He comes in about 10 minutes from now. That's 4:15. That's a lot of time. We'll open the lines, and this program is being relayed on Puto Radio in Sino County and the Liberty Radio too. But we're trying to reach a man in Grand Bassa County, Edmund Barkley. Edmund says here a 40-year-old man beat his wife to death. Wow, why we want to do that? So we're trying to get Edmund on the line. Good afternoon, Edmund.
Good afternoon.
What are we hearing? The identity of this man, has it been disclosed who beat his wife to death?
Yeah, he has been disclosed by DSO, a resident of a place in electoral district number 2, identified as William Porter Time, where he comes from, beat his wife, and he was being charged by the Crime Services Division of the Liberia National Police, and so he was being forwarded to the Maishua Court on the basis that the Maishua Court lacks legal proceedings or jurisdiction to look into such matters. So it has been forwarded to the 7th Judicial Circuit Court in Upper Buchanan in Grand Bassa County.
Why did he beat his wife?
What has been gathered so far is that both wife deceased and the perpetrator got involved in a little argument concerning having extramarital affair, and so his wife and him had a just minor argument. So after the argument, they were threatening that she will report the matter to the church officials or the pastor, so that the pastor can be aware that the husband is in the habit of coming home late. And so after that confrontation, he decided to engage her. While in the process of engagement, there were some unacceptable expressions that were being used. So according to what has been gathered from the CSD, he then went and hit on her. So after hitting her a couple of days, she was being rushed to the Liberian Government Hospital in Buchanan, and after which she was being diagnosed of having a severe cut in the system. So
there was an internal bleeding.
While he requested for operation in the process, she couldn't make it on the basis that the severity was so huge. So she passed over dead. He was being chased after, though inhabitants of William Porter Town got irritated, and then that alone has stored fear. In fact, one of the females who are residents of William Porter Town in Grand Bassa County.
All right, thank you. We will rely on you for update on that as soon as the trial starts. Thank you, Edmund Barkley from Buchanan. Thank you so much. We're trying to reach out to our last correspondent we talked to before we go to Sino Superintendent. We're trying to get to Moses Chipley, and Moses will tell us about a team of investigators that arrived in Maryland County. For what? We'll reach out to Moses Chipley shortly, but we are going to be talking to Superintendent Lee Nangwe. Is a very conversant person, so 45 minutes quite enough for him to talk all about Sino. We expect Sino citizens to Monrovia and other places our frequency are reaching to call on the show later on. Moses, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You're reporting to us that a team of investigators arrived in Maryland County. For what?
Well, the information is quite correct. The team arrived and they have left the county. The team comprises of 3 men, the pathologists from the Ministry of Health. And the purpose of being here, according to Dr. Benedict B. Corey, the head of the delegate who have come to conduct found dead. They came to conduct autopsies like 2 of them. One is the late Anthony Tiaga in Pribo, who was discovered dead in his bedroom, and Leto Liba Kofa in Harper, respectively. So, according to the team leader, Dr. Benedict B. Cody, their mission is to conduct autopsies on the 2 bodies to find the scientific cause of what led to the death of those 2 students. Since indeed it was a crowd from the citizens calling on national government to bring in pathologists, so the government has decided to send them and see how best to conduct autopsies to adhere to the citizens' crowd.
They're leaving without giving the result of the autopsies. So how soon did they say the results will be ready?
So they came around on Monday, and we were able to talk with Dr. Benedict B. Cody. The first exercise took place on Tuesday around 12 o'clock, where the autopsy, the post-mortem autopsy examination was conducted over the remains of Leto Anthony and Leto Liva Kofa. And on Wednesday, similar exercise took place in Pribo over the remains of Anthony Tiaga. According to Dr. Benedict B. Cody, they will not be given an official result, and they promise to produce a result in the next 2 weeks, beginning the 10th of August, from the 10th of August to the the rest of the days, which will comprise of 2 weeks.
All right. And has calm been restored to Harper or Plebo, places where they were uproared as a result of the mysterious death of these two persons?
Well, I can't be exact as it relates to what can happen restored, because what we witnessed yesterday, day before yesterday, we were at the cemetery, the two brothers cemetery, where the autopsy was carried on by the pathologist, and in Harper, over 100 women stormed the principal streets of Harper, calling on the local authority. What we have gathered from them, from the leaders, that there's no certainty. The pathologist from the autopsy conducted on Tuesday, they're saying that the result will be coming out in the next 2 weeks. So they have stormed the entire street of Harper, calling on the national government, especially the local authority, not to leave the county, because according to some of them, they don't believe in the pathologist, and what we have gathered on the ground, that they need a traditional pathologist.
All right, so we'll be following up with you, Moses. Thank you so much for reporting from Harper, Maryland County.
So as it stands now, all ears are on the national thing waiting the results, the scientific cause that led to the death of the two students. That's why more people are waiting for them to know the outcome, so that the next plan or next action from the citizens, that we can see the next action.
Thank you, Moses. ELBC Radio, The Bumper Show. The time is around 30 minutes after 4 o'clock. We mentioned the guest in studios today is the superintendent, the vice juror of His Excellency President George Weah in Sino County, Superintendent Lee Nangwe Chie. And let's take a break, and we'll join you at 4:15. This music.
Papa they go see me, I go run. Challenge see me, I go run. But failure see me, I go baba. Cause I'm a beauty baba. Sickness go see me, I go run. Purpose when I see my face so. After when I know my place so. Cause I'm a beauty baba. I'm a brand new man, I'm a king. I'm born again, never the same. Holy one, yes, you never change. Your words are everlasting. Holy go fire, fire. I salute you, ancients of days. You never let me down one day. I'm enjoying my heritage. Before they go see me, I go run. Challenge see me, I go run. But failure see me, I go baba. Cause I'm a beauty baba. Sickness go see me, I go run. Purpose when I see my face so. After when I know my place so. Cause I'm a beauty baba. I'm from above and not beneath. I'm a victor, I never lose so. Take a very good look at me. I'm walking wisdom every day. I see my blessings falling. Change my morning to dancing.
Oh, what do we do when our dancing gets so good in the morning? Prophet will see you and it will run. Just keep your hands in the hands of the Lord. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show. If you just join us, this is ELBC Radio. Good afternoon, Honorable Superintendent. We're ready for you of Sino County. How does it feel being the superintendent of sir? We're ready for you. Good afternoon, welcome to ELBC.
Well, good afternoon, Isaac, and good afternoon to your team members here in studio. And let me say good afternoon to the peace-loving citizens of Sino here in Macerado, in the diaspora, and even back home. And,
yeah, sure.
The nation at large.
All right, because you're both on the social media and they were watching for the show. Let me inform you that Radio Liberty, FM 105.5, and Radio Buta, 102.3, are relaying the show in Greenville City and other stations around Liberia. How does it feel being superintendent since 2018?
Well, we are grateful to God. The challenges have not been easy, but at least in the midst of that, we just try to practice from our president, the one who employed us to work for our people. that what he's going through is no different from what we should go through too as people and leaders of our counties. But I mean, it has not been easy, but thank God it has been worthy.
How does it work for the superintendent? You wake up on Monday morning, do you have regular cabinet? When I say cabinet, heads of government agencies in the county, do you meet them regularly, or when issues come superintendent with the other colleagues in the government ministry agencies?
Well, yes, that is something that has been put in place over the period of time. We have these pillars meetings with different minds under the service center. But since the eruption of the third wave of the COVID, we've subsided that because of the huge gathering. But we just thought on restarting the entire process because I think the third wave now has been minimized. They were not completely finished. And so we're trying to get back on our feet. There's a thing that we've been doing. We normally do that on a monthly basis to meet and know the challenges and the way forward.
So pillar meeting, you could meet in group, security meet, governors meet.
No, we have a joint meeting at the administrative building conference hall. Well, every mass will be making report and making the presentations on what is happening in the
How regular is that?
We used to do that on a monthly basis, but like I said, because of the last epidemic, we slowed down and we are contemplating on re-gearing and re-venting the wheel.
Do you stay in Greenville City, the capital, and conduct the state of affairs, or you do some touring, routine tour of the districts?
Yes, that is one of the things we've been engaged with since we took over. We have a normal routine of our districts to know what our people are going through, how are they faring, and how is the national government impact being fed to them. So that's something that we normally do. We visit our people almost every month. We don't spend most of our time in Greenville. We work from the beginning of the week, going to the middle part of the week, maybe we'll make a tour somewhere.
What part of Sound are you from?
Well, I'm from Bayan Statutory District. I'm from one of the smallest towns in Sino in Bayan, one of the small tribes. I'm from a place called Nyeno. Nyeno is right over Sano River. It's about 15 minutes drive from Greenville there on motorbike with vehicle. But we normally use the Sano River route with Kino.
Okay, no.
Yeah, that was what I saw when I was growing up as a boy.
You've tried it since you became superintendent?
Oh, since I became superintendent, yes, I have done that, but it is not just easy.
How are you coping with this regular politics of Sino, the Sapo crew?